All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let me make sure everything is up and going and that YouTube is awake. And this is my Halloween costume. I'll be talking more about it. All right. All right. Rockfin's awake and YouTube is awake. Although YouTube gave us a hard time again. YouTube gave me a hard time this morning. That's why I'm a few minutes late. But nonetheless, I'm here. That's all that matters. What's up, everybody? Happy Halloween. This is my costume. This is my costume. I am going as a dude who wants to start a tenants union. That's my costume. Because here's the deal. At my apartment complex today, they're going to do we're doing a little gathering. We're doing a gathering at my apartment complex, and this is what I'm wearing. I'm gonna wear an IWW hat and this Guy Fawkes mask to let people know, yeah, I'm in the business of starting a tenants union. What do y'all think? So that's my costume. Hope everyone is having a good Sunday. Thank you for starting it with me. I am probably looking a little awkward because I can't see all that great out of this thing. I still have my glasses on because if I didn't, I really wouldn't be able to see anything. But happy Halloween! Do I look kind of lopsided because this mask isn't like totally straight on my face because of my glasses. I guess we'll just I don't know. I guess I just look like I'm leaning kind of. We'll roll with it. Yeah, I mean, this is the. I guess I'm just gonna look that awkward later too at the event. Be like, hey, why is your face kind of sideways? Like, well, because my glasses are on, so it messes with the masks, the way the mask works. But whatever. This is what I got. Hope you're all doing well. Good morning, everybody, over on the Rockfin and over on the Twitter and or excuse me, the YouTube. I almost did this on Twitter today because again, YouTube was acting up and giving me a hard time, but we figured it out. Oh, and shout out to everyone who was giving me some really cool horror punk recommendations. I really appreciate it. Y'all gave me some cool recommendations that I got to dive into. You know, so happy Halloween. Let me know in the chat, what are your costumes? What are y'all wearing for Halloween? Let me know in the chat. Leave me a chat. Leave me a super chat if you are interested in Able. Leave me a Rockfin tip if you are interested in Able. And let me know what you're wearing. Nina. So, by the way, for anyone just tuning in, this is the patrons stream / Rockfin Premium stream where I respond directly to patrons and Rockfin Premium members. And then the replay is only available on Patreon or Rockfin Premium. It goes out to everyone initially. This is a public stream right now, but the replay only available on Patreon or Rockfin Premium. So that's how that goes. You know, um, and good to see everybody. And we're gonna start out with Nina. So Nina is up in Canada, which 2022. In fact, I can even go a little further now. April of 2022, Canada. Keep your eye, and then that eastern part of Canada. Vancouver, probably not going to be April. Probably going to be a different month. But Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, April of 22. Keep your eyes and ears peeled, or not. You know what I mean. Your eyes peeled, your ears open, right? You don't want to keep your ears peeled. That sounds painful. That does not sound pleasant. All right. So this is from Nina. Only in Canada, eh? Admittedly, the only flavor I've ever tried is ketchup. Not a fan. Oh, and Miss Vicky's original, yes. So check this out. Nina sends this to me. This is 10 strange and delicious chip flavors you'll find in Canada. There's a ketchup chip. We have that in the States too, I'm pretty sure. I think we have ketchup chips, which sounds very gross to me. I got to be honest. Some of you guys know this about me. I have talked about this before. Don't like ketchup. Now, here's the other weird hook to all that. I am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That is like the capital of ketchup, at least in the United States. That's where Heinz is. So they make a lot of ketchup in Pittsburgh, and it's got to be Heinz ketchup. That you will not, in my hometown, you will not see a brand. I didn't know other people made ketchup, to tell you the truth. I mean, when I was a kid, I thought Heinz ketchup was the only thing that existed. I mean, I'm pretty sure it wasn't until I went away to college that I found out that there were other types of ketchup out there. You know what's weird is I can like hear like a little bit of my my stubble or whatever, like kind of brushing against the mask. I got a little bit of aftershave. It's brushing against this mask. Anyway, uh what are you gonna do? So I don't like ketchup. And that's pretty weird for a guy from Pittsburgh. But yeah, I don't like it. I just think, you know what did it for me? And I know I've told this story before, but for anyone who hasn't heard it, um, when the documentary Super Size Me came out, which is a really cool documentary that I recommend. I like how I'm wearing a Guy Fawkes mask and we're talking about ketchup. You know, it's like, oh man, what is he talking about? Ketchup, just ketchup. But when the documentary Super Size Me came out, which is about it's about a guy who eats nothing but McDonald's for a month. And it just follows him throughout that month. And it's to basically show how terrible for you fast food really is. So he eats nothing but McDonald's for an entire month. And at one point in that documentary, he reads the ingredients of ketchup. Like he's like, this is what's actually in ketchup. And then he eats this big meal, like this big McDonald's meal, and it doesn't go well for him. And I never really loved ketchup. Like I would use a little bit just because it was like that's just what everyone uses. And then after that, I have not eaten ketchup since. Like I can't eat. The only exception to that is like actual homemade ketchup, like where you can see the seeds and stuff. Like actual homemade ketchup, it looks like it just looks like a mashed up tomato, really, and it tastes pretty good. Like I've had homemade ketchup before, that is good. But the stuff, I mean, as far as like the ketchup you get in the store, I have not had that in years. I can't do it. So ketchup chips, I would take a pass on those as well. Let's see what other chip flavors you got. So ketchup is the number one. All dress. What is that? All dressed? What does that mean? All dressed chips. Okay, so let's check this out. Technically a mix of ketchup, barbecue, sour cream and onion, and salt and vinegar flavors. All dressed chips are a true Canadian original. They were first produced by the Yum Yum Potato Chip Company in Quebec in 1978, and they're salty, blah, 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 blah. So basically, these all dressed chips, that's like the everything bagel of potato chips. There's a little bit of everything going on there. They got most flavors. I guess not everything. I mean, they got ketchup, barbecue, sour cream and onion, salt and vinegar. I mean, what about jalapeno? What about what other chip flavors are there? Salt and pepper. Well, I guess salt and vinegar is pretty close, right? But salt and pepper is kind of its own thing, right? Jalapeno. All right, so there's two I named. What other? I mean, sour cream and onion, salt and vinegar, barbecue. Those are probably the three big ones. Ketchup, that's this, thing that I guess Canada is kind of into. Storm chips. Like all dress, storm chips use a variety of different flavors. However, the spices aren't mixed together they come up with another one right here, by the way, creamy dill. However, the spices aren't mixed together to create one taste sensation. Rather, different potato chips, including creamy dill, homestyle ketchup, smoke and barbecue, and salt and vinegar, are all mixed together in one bag. That's kind of interesting. I could get into that. You don't know what you're gonna bite into. Although if it's a ketchup one, I'd be like, oh no, no, not this. The other ones I'm okay with. I mean, I'm fine with barbecue is cool with me. Salt and vinegar, totally cool. I got a lot of good stuff. But I can't do ketchup. Probably the only thing I couldn't do, I guess. Um, but anyway, let's see here. Do I still have this thing up for? Okay, lobster. That I could get into. Talk about a new take on fish and chips. Ayo! It sounds strange, but lobster chips are actually quite tasty. I believe it. I was a lobster chip doubter, says the author of this, until I had my first bag. I would not have been a doubter. I would have been on board. Lobster chips, yeah, I'm trying those. I think I've had they make crab chips in I want to say Baltimore. I want to say it's like a Baltimore thing because crab is huge up in Baltimore. And I want to say that, yeah, I've had like crab chips before, and they are very good. So I'd be willing to bet that lobster chips just as good. Lobster, I'd be on board. When I'm up in Canada, I'm going to try some lobster chips. Save the ketchup chips. Someone else can eat those. But lobster chips, I'm trying them. And I'm also going to have, let's be honest, I'm going to have a variety of maple products. I'm going to have a variety of maple things. I like maple cream the best. And I'm going to have some poutine. That's all those things for sure going to happen during my Canadian tour in 2022. Dawn Air, just about every region of, how is that a chip? Dawn Air. All right. So what the hell is that? Let's find out. Just about every region of Canada has its own version of the humble Dawn Air or shawarma or gyro. So it's a gyro? As such, it's surprising that there aren't more Dawn Air inspired chips, but Covered Bridge has developed a delicious one. The recipe is inspired by the sweet, creamy garlic sauce that traditionally accompanies Dawn Air. Oh, and this picture's not loading. Dawn Air. I've never heard of that phrase. I've never heard. I mean, I know what a gyro is, but I've never heard it called a Dawn Air. I'm probably saying it wrong. Does anyone know what this is? Who knows what this is? Does anyone know what this is? It sounds interesting. All right, cool. Well, I learned something new today. Dawn Air is a flavor of sort, and it's a chip, and I guess it's like a gyro. I'd be curious to try gyro-inspired potato chips, but that's just me. The Miss Vicky's brand, yeah, I think the United States has that too. There are many brands of potato chips in Canada, but perhaps none have such a devoted fan base as Miss Vicky's. Oh yeah, we have that in the United States. Yeah, it's kettle chips. This popular brand of kettle chips debuted in 1987. Fan favorites include malt vinegar and sea salt, balsamic vinegar and sweet onion. Ooh, that sounds neat. I've never tried that. Sweet Southern barbecue, spicy dill pickle, and that's this author's personal favorite. I like dill chips are really good. That's why my favorite dip for potato chips is dill dip. Like if I want, like just potato chips and I want an ideal dip for them, dill dip, all the way. Hickory sticks. I remember we had that in the States too. I don't know if we still do though. I remember they were. I don't know if y'all remember, but there was a period of time, I want to say in the mid to late. No, I was younger than that. I was a kid. But there was a period of time in the mid 90s, I want to say, early to mid 90s, where potato sticks, that was the thing. And there was potato sticks that had that Andy Capp character, the comic. He was on a thing of potato, and they came in a little tube, kind of like Pringles. And that was the thing. Everybody ate those. Do you guys remember that? Am I the only one who remembers that? I might be the only one. Cool. So there's that. Let's see what's next. So hickory sticks, sour cream and bacon. Oh man, a play on the sour cream and onion. Sour cream and bacon. I'll be honest, I think I would prefer sour cream and bacon over sour cream and onion. Sour cream and bacon chips aren't just my favorite chip of all time, says the author. They're also a true patriotic snack. Okay. After all, Canadians are obsessed with bacon. These chips are the perfect way to pay tribute to that love affair, and the Ruffles brands makes wavy, crunchy chips with a thick, velvety layer of seasoning, which is nothing short of divine. So get your sour cream and bacon chips, Canada. Oh, this is interesting. Number 9 here, roast chicken. In many ways, roast chicken chips are a bit of a sleeper hit. They're rarely named as anyone's favorite chips, but just the mention of their name is enough to send Canadians swooning. Ridiculously salty and richly seasoned roast chicken never fails to make us happy. We just can't get enough of the flavor. Fair enough. I don't think that's particularly unique to Canada. Roast chicken. Have you tried that? Yeah, I think everyone has done that. Oh, you can get roast chicken other places. Yeah, you can. Where? Everywhere. Actually, that's something people have been doing that for a long time. Chicken, the Canadian delicacy. But no, that's interesting. The chips though, I haven't seen. So, and number 10. Now this is more region appropriate here. Poutine chips. There's a tragedy amid the tale of glory, which is Canadian potato chip flavors. Poutine-flavored chips are nearly impossible to find, but I haven't given up hope, as the salty essence of the gravy and creamy goodness of the cheese curds are too fine a combination to let die. If you see a bag on your trip, grab them and share them with your new Canadian friends. I don't want to be a naysayer here, but I guess the cordial advice I would give to the author of this article: just go get some poutine. Like poutine chips are hard to find. Poutine, which I would argue is better than poutine chips, is everywhere. Just get some, but I get it. It's a different experience. I get that. I understand it. I really do. But yeah, I would just get me some poutine. I might not get some poutine chips, but I will definitely get some poutine. Oh, some of y'all are saying that Dalnate is how you say it. Dalnate. And it's a gyro. That is interesting. Dalnate. All right, I've never heard that. And maybe it's just something. I mean, some of y'all in the chat know what it is. So I'm the unaware one here. But that's cool. Dalnate. Dalmare. Dalmare? I'm so confused. Dalmare. Well, whatever it is, sounds interesting. And I would try that. And I would try these poutine chips too. And I'm wearing a Guy Fawkes mask. Happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you for sharing that, Nina. And let me go on. You go on to share some of the snacks that we can't get in the United States. I like the food theme for Halloween. It's very appropriate, and I hope that y'all are ready for trick or treaters. I live in an apartment complex. I don't know. Like I said, we're having a party later, in like the kind of just common area, and my wife made cookies, so I'm going to be wearing this with my hat as a cue that I want to start a tenants union, and I'm going to be handing out cookies, and they'll be like, "That's the tenant union cookie guy," and I'm like, "Yep, that's me. What's up?" 32 popular Canadian snacks that you can't buy in the United States. So check this out. Although you probably don't need further convinced that Canada is the best country in the world, this list, man, I'm so excited to tour Canada. By the way, which April, mark your calendars, April 2022. Definitely Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal. Might add some more. Vancouver, you're going to be a little later. That's going to be separate. But, Eastern Canada, April. Mark your calendars. All right. So here we go. Smarties. I could have sworn we had. Oh, wait. That's right. These colorful candy coated chocolates are not available in the United States. Americans have instead decided to anoint the name Smarties to what are known in Canada as Rockets. I was going to say we have Smarties in the United States, but it's a different thing. But the article called that out. Yeah, because I was going to say, wait a second. We have Smarties in the United States. That's not this, though. Yeah, we have a different thing that we call Smarties. Fascinating. Caramilk. This just looks like milk or milk chocolate and caramel. We definitely have that in the United States. But we don't have a bar. The Caramilk bar was created by Cadbury Canada and is still exclusively produced in Toronto. I'm getting one when I'm in Toronto. The American take on this is called Caramello. Yeah, Caramello. We do have that. And it's less sweet and chewier. Interesting. Challenge accepted. I don't really eat candy bars. I eat like 2 of them a year. But I'm going to get a Caramello, which I don't even know if I like or not. I mean, I like chocolate and caramel. I know I like that, but I don't know if I'd like. But anyway, but I'm going to try a Caramilk bar when I'm up in Toronto. Crunchy. Kind of looks like our Clark bar a little bit. But it's like Crunchy bars. Okay. Cadbury Canada, that's another thing. So Cadbury Canada, they just don't like going down to the United States. They're like, we're keeping it up in Canada. Sorry, U.S. Interesting here. There's a lot of these, so I'll kind of peruse them quickly. A Kinder Surprise. Is this just a Cadbury cream egg? We have those. But it's a chocolate egg created by Italy's Ferrero Chocolate Company in the 1970s. All right. Kraft peanut butter. I didn't know Kraft made peanut butter, so yeah, I'm on board with that. President's Choice brand ice cream. Which president? Which president is endorsing this ice cream? I'm probably not interested. So it's like a president endorsed this ice cream. I'm out. PC brand chips. We talked a lot about chips. Oh, Aero. Yeah. Is this only... So it was briefly made available in the States in the 80s, but now Aero is all ours. So I've never had this either, but you see this in other parts of the world. So I feel like Arrow is other places. Hickory sticks, we already talked about that. But yeah, Arrow's in other countries, right? It's not just in Canada. Maybe it is just in Canada. Coffee Crisp sounds delicious. This isn't a chocolate bar I find very often, but when I do, I can't leave the store without them, says this poster here on the Instagram. Is it like, well, is it good caffeine? A Big Turk, Turkish Delight in chocolate bar form. That also sounds really good. Yeah, your candy bars sound like way more appetizing than the ones we have here in the States. My favorite candy bar is whatchamacallit. That's my favorite candy bar. And I usually, sometimes like once a year, I'll get one. Another thing I like is in Nashville, when I used to live in Nashville, and you can't really get them out here in California, there's these things called Goo Goo clusters. They're really good, especially the peanut butter ones. And occasionally, especially when I lived in Nashville, I would have some of those. But outside of that, I'm not a big candy guy. I'd rather have like a pastry or ice cream. Like I'm not going to sit here and say I don't have a sweet tooth at all. I totally do. But yeah, I'm not a big candy bar guy as I knock the microphone with my mask. All right, Montreal style bagels. There you go. Yorkies. What is that? The Yorkie is not for Americans. Okay, all right. Challenge accepted. I'm gonna get a Yorkie, and I'm gonna tell you what I think. I'm not quite sure what one is, but I'm gonna do it. Kit Kat. We definitely have Kit Kats in the United States. Kit Kat is produced by Nestle in Canada and by Hershey in America with slightly different recipes. Guess whose is better? Challenge accepted. Now I got to have a Canadian Kit Kat and compare and contrast. I don't really eat Kit Kats, but I've definitely had one before. I mean, that like who hasn't had a Kit Kat before? But now, man, there's a lot of candy I'm gonna have to eat when I tour Canada. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this because I'm gonna have to. The Caramello thing's out. I'll just take your word, Canada, that your caramel bar is better. I believe you. Now the Kit Kat, I'd be curious to check that out. I'd be curious to eat a U.S. Kit Kat. Can I bring a Kit Kat over the border? Like if I'm at the border, they're like, "Do you have anything?" And I'll be like, "Look, I have a Kit Kat from the United States because I want to compare and contrast your Kit Kats. It's just one Kit Kat, and I'm gonna. And if they're like, sir, you can't bring that across the border, I'll be like, well, I have a little bit of time. Would you mind getting me a Kit Kat? I'll reimburse you, and we can just do this experiment right now. You guys are friendlier up in Canada. I could picture the border patrol being okay with that. Being like, all right, I mean, I get it. And then if I'm like, I like the United States one better, they'll be like, go back down there then. We're not letting you in. But if I'm like the Canadian one, definitely superior, they'll be like, welcome to Canada. Do you want to stay? And I'll be like, maybe. And I'll be like, okay, well, you can if you want. Thank you, Canada. That was very kind of you. I'm here to do some shows. Looking forward to seeing you. Macintosh Mac Toffee. That sounds good. Dill pickle chips. Nice. Yeah, dill chips are great. We definitely have some dill chips, but I don't know if we have this specific flavor in the States. I mean, I'm assuming we don't because y'all are saying we don't. It's a limited time product in the States. KD original Kraft. Well, we definitely have Kraft macaroni and cheese. I don't know what you're saying here. Throwback. Okay, it's called Kraft macaroni and cheese. It's no fun if you can't call it KD. Oh, so it's just different packaging. All right. I feel like this one's a stretch, Canada. KD. Yeah, it's just macaroni and cheese. Yeah, we call it KD though. Kraft Dinner. All right. Well, we just write what it is on the box. I don't know. I don't know if we should be competing on this one. I mean, if anything, I think it's okay that we just kind of write what it is on the box. So anyway, let's see. What else do we got here? Hawkins cheesies. All right. Swiss chalet sauce. Mr. Big. Oh man, they took down this link. Cadbury Canada. This is Mr. Big. So Cadbury Canada, they just don't like bringing their products down to the U.S. But apparently they make some good stuff. Oh, this looks cool. Nanimo bars. I'm probably mispronouncing that. These delectable desserts are Canadian recipe and cannot be found anywhere in the United States. Nanimo bars. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. Americans only have Butterfinger, which is like, man, y'all are taking swipes. I like this. Americans only have Butterfinger, which is like Wonder Bar's less hot cousin. Yes, this is from the post. Yes, I just described a chocolate bar as hot. No, I don't regret it. Now, I gotta admit, I do enjoy Butterfinger. So if you're telling me a Wonder Bar is better than a Butterfinger, this is another one. I gotta accept this challenge. All right, so I'm gonna show up at the Canadian border with a Butterfinger and a Kit Kat. They're gonna be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I gotta compare and contrast Butterfingers with Wonder Bars and American Kit Kats with Canadian Kit Kats. We'll make a video out of it. And I'll just be like, "Yeah, I like this one better." I think they'll let me. Like, I'll be like, "Yeah, they'll let me across the border with a Kit Kat and a Butterfinger." And if not, I'll just be like, "Well, get me a Wonder Bar and a Kit Kat. I'll pay you for it, and we'll do this together. Do you want to be in my video? Let's do this. We're gonna settle this once and for all." Lay's. All right, we've talked about ketchup chips enough. Enough of this. Hose Lewis. Decades before, Americans made a big deal out of red velvet cake in the early 2010s. Man, I love this article. It just takes shots at the States the whole time. Canadians were eating red velvet snack cakes out of wrappers. Americans can go ahead and spend $8 on a gourmet cupcake. We'll always opt for the Hose Lewis, the delicious and cheap snack cakes that trump any cupcake on the block. So this is just a red velvet cake snack. Hose Lewis. I'm probably mispronouncing it. Maybe not, though. Mars Bar. Beaver Tails. What is this? What is it? That looks like a big thing of like fried dough with like tasty stuff on. What is a beaver tail? All right. So I got to read about this. Okay, this one isn't a massive surprise. There is no American attempt at our insanely delicious hand-stretched pastries topped with chocolate hazelnut spread and whatever else. So this is basically like a really cool crepe and whatever else your heart desires. And I think that sanctions bragging rights. Look at this. This is a beaver tail, and it's just it looks like just a big fried dough with hazelnut spread. Which, by the way, great freaking idea. All right, I got to get one of these too. This is going to be bad. I'm going to go to Canada, and they're going to be like, "Ron gained 105 pounds. We don't recognize him anymore." I'm going to, like, after the Canadian tour, I'm going to be back out there. They'll be like, "Wow, Ron, I guess Ron has an overweight sibling." Like, no, it's me. I just finished my tour in Canada, and I ate Butterfingers and Kit Kats and Beaver Tails, and I found some poutine chips that I had alongside with poutine. I actually dipped my poutine chips in poutine, and yeah, this is a dangerous thing for me, very dangerous. But right on. All right, so there's that. Ruffles all dressed chip. All right, we talked about that. It's like they got a bunch of stuff going on. Every delicious chip flavor combined. Crushed cream soda. Yeah, we don't have. All right, that's interesting. So for whatever reason, we have Crush in the United States, and the article acknowledges this is an American company. It's under Pepsi's umbrella. But for some reason, Crush cream soda is only available in Canada. We have Crush stuff, the company, but we don't have their cream soda, apparently. I don't know why that is. I have no clue. All right. Butter tarts, the sweet, buttery, flaky tarts are quintessential Canadian dessert. Can't be found anywhere else. Canada dry ginger. Wait, we have that in the States. Canada dry ginger ale? Oh, man. All right. No other ginger ale brand will suffice when you're sick. We have Canada dry, don't we? I'm pretty sure we have Canada dry in the United States. Or if we don't, we definitely used to. I might have to fact check this one. I'm pretty sure we have Canada, or at least we did. Maybe we haven't for a long time, and I just never noticed. But we at least had it at some point. Some people in the chat are saying, like, yeah, we got it. Like, we got Canada Dry Ginger Ale. All right. I feel like this article has a discrepancy. Nina, Canada Dry. We got that too here in the States. And finally, Crispy Crunch Minis. This is more Cadbury stuff. So Cadbury Canada does not like to go down to the United States. Poutine, we definitely have poutine in the United States, but it's not the same. And you guys acknowledge it that Americans don't have access to it beyond border towns. And even then, can it even be called poutine? I will answer that question. It depends on where. Now, some places like Wisconsin, Minnesota, they take their cheese curds very seriously. They take their cheese production very seriously, especially in Wisconsin. That's why they're the Green Bay Packers and they're cheese heads. So they really do make the effort. So you get the actual cheese curds in places like that. Now, there was a place in Nashville, Tennessee. It was kind of like a British inspired pub, and they served poutine there. And it was tasty, don't get me wrong, but it was not actual cheese curds. And for somebody who really, really does poutine right, like up in Canada and places like that, it would not quite cut the mustard, no pun intended. Cut the cheese curds, if you will. It did the trick. I mean, for someone like me, it was like, whatever, it's fine. But for a true poutine enthusiast up in Canada, wouldn't cut the mustard. There you go. All right. So there you go. Those are the foods. And there's a discrepancy. We have found a discrepancy. Canada Dry Ginger Ale. We do have that. We do have Canada Dry Ginger Ale. I was pretty sure we did. I was like, if we don't, for like a long time now, I've not noticed that we just stopped having Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Excuse me. Let me check out a couple other things that y'all have been saying to me here over on the Patreon. What's up, Glenn? How are you? And how is everything down under? Glenn is in Australia. I hope you're doing well, Glenn. And you bring up some climate solutions from the future. And you say Australian net zero emissions target is arse backwards, much like here in the future is. All right, let's see what's going on here. This is from Glenn, and this is some news out in Australia. Check this out. Ingredients for nothing. Breaking down the plan for net zero. All right. How could Australians move from being some of the most polluting global citizens to effectively emitting nothing in just 30 years? The federal government says it has a plan. It doesn't contain any new actions or dollars. Instead, it tallies up what's already being done by agencies. It relies on 6 key technologies the government's hope will become so cheap that the markets embrace them without any further mandates or incentives. So it sounds like they're just like, oh, the market will take care of it. That's not, I'm not on board. But let's keep reading, find out what's going on here. And while the talk is focused on technology, the biggest identifiable ingredient, the plan is relying on global technology trends and further technology breakthroughs, getting us about a third of the way from here to net zero. Is it the right approach? So an expert says this plan needs to be turned upside down. The focus on technological development is completely back to front. CCS, carbon capture, hydrogen, soil carbon, and gas-led recovery, and new technology are relevant for the first 80% of emissions reductions. He says 70% of current emissions come from electricity, land transport, and heat. These are easily eliminated by solar and wind pushing coal and gas out of generation, electric vehicles replacing fuel vehicles, and electric heat, blah, 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 blah. The net zero cost will be zero because it's so cheap. Professor Blacker says the thing needed to accelerate that is investment in transmissions line, then incentives to push electric vehicles into the market. So in other words, they're saying, it sounds like they're saying like, no, we need to get people to move to this. We can't just count on the market to do it on its own. Investment in transmission lines, then incentives to push electric vehicles into the market. They're saying, I mean, and that's kind of how it works. You can't, I mean, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine yesterday where everybody, like, you look at all these new technologies and they're out there, like the possibilities are out there, but they're not necessarily perfect yet. And people were like, well, there's this problem, there's this problem, there's this problem. And it's like, yeah, okay, so we start moving in that direction. And then guess what? It gets better. I don't know if you noticed, but a plane that you see today is not like the first planes that were invented. I don't know if you noticed that. Like the planes today, way more advanced than like a person in a hang glider. We've evolved from that because we grew on it, because we decided we're going to fly now. So we're going to make planes good. I don't know if a car today does not look like a car did 70 years ago. It doesn't even look like a car did 20 years ago because we develop it and we further improve things. So the same thing would happen here. Like our technology, our innovations to to completely redo our transportation needs to get off of fossil fuels completely. Like, yeah, there's going to be a period of time where we're perfecting these things, making these batteries as efficient as possible, utilizing solar and wind to the best of our abilities, utilizing electric to the best of our abilities, figuring out how to use something like hydrogen in a productive manner. I mean, it will take time, but the best way to start it is to say we're freaking doing it. Instead of saying, oh, we can't possibly ever get off of fossil fuels because there's these problems that still exist. Well, guess what? Another problem that still exists, still using fossil fuels to the point where we're going to be wiped off this planet. That's another problem. So I think we can figure out alternatives and we can make them better and better over time. That is what will happen. So yeah, I tend to agree that, yeah, that seems kind of backwards to just be like, oh, the market will just naturally do it. Like, no, you need to take the incentives out of fossil fuels and into renewables. That's what you have to do, because then it will get better. No, the market will just fix it. Yeah, when has that ever happened? No, but just leave it up to corporations around the world. They'll do the right things. The people destroying our planet, they'll just stop doing it all of a sudden. Naturally. They're just naturally going to be like, yeah, we won't do this anymore. We've learned. We've changed. We're different now. Good luck with that. Good luck. Some of you are saying, A Nation over on the Rockfin, you're saying that you don't think that Heinz makes ketchup in Pittsburgh anymore. You think it's produced in their Ohio warehouse. That's very possible. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know Heinz still has a big presence in Pittsburgh, but it might just be like offices. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you. Again, I don't like. I mean, it's still. I can tell you that in Pittsburgh, at least whenever I go to visit, they take their ketchup very seriously. Still, ketchup is still a very big deal. But as far as, I mean, maybe it's not actually made there. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Those things are always changing. I'm pretty sure that Rolling Rock is not actually made in Pennsylvania anymore. I think like that's all moved to Virginia. Rolling Rock beer. I'm not leaning, by the way. I know that the mask, like it looks like I'm leaning because of the way but I'm not. It's just my glasses are brushing the mask, so it looks. Yeah, I'd imagine some of you are probably like, dude, Ron, your head looks kind of sideways this entire stream. It's weird to watch, but it's Halloween, and this is my costume. Yeah, it's funny because there's all these shows that are taking place in rural Pennsylvania now, like Mayor of Easttown. If you saw that show, Rust Belt. Is that what it's? No. I'm sorry. It's called American Rust. I watched Mayor of Easttown. I enjoyed it. I don't know if y'all got to catch it. I thought it was a fun show, and I'm actually watching American Rust too. And so far I'm enjoying it. I'm not that far into it, but I like it. And it takes place in rural Pennsylvania, and they're trying to make it so it's like applicable to rural Pennsylvania. And in my opinion, they do a pretty good job in both cases. But they always drink Rolling Rock. Like they're always like, yeah, I'll have a Rolling Rock. Or at least in Mayor of Easttown, they were like that. They were like, yeah, Rolling Rock. And it's like, yeah, that's not actually. That is not totally accurate. Like it's not like people in Pennsylvania are like, give me a Rolling Rock. And most people in Pennsylvania also know like that they don't make Rolling Rock in Pennsylvania anymore. At least I'm pretty sure they don't. But so thank you for that, Glenn, and thank you for the candy information, Nina. Much appreciated. And it's making me crave candy a little bit. It's making me kind of want some candy. So thank you for that. I appreciate it very much. Yeah. So happy Halloween, everybody. Happy freaking Halloween. And thank you to Nina and thank you to Glenn for this week's topics. Again, everyone, this has been the patron stream. This is the stream where I respond directly to patrons, and it goes out to everyone initially, but the replay is only available on Patreon or on Rockfin Premium. And if you're thinking, Ron, I think I want to be a patron, you can sign up at patreon.com/Romplacone, and for a give what you can level, you get all kinds of cool perks, including a theme song, which, by the way, guys, I got to announce, you know what makes a great birthday present? or holiday present. The holidays are coming up. You're going to be getting gifts for your loved one. You know what makes a great gift? A theme song, a personal theme song for them. That makes a great gift. And you know how affordable that gift is? As affordable as you need it to be. Because my Patreon is a give what you can level. So it's pay what you can. Whatever, $1 a month, $2 a month, whatever you're comfortable with, that's what my Patreon costs. Everyone gets all the same stuff. There are no tiers, TIERS. And I drop these videos. I drop all my content that I put out is also available on Patreon. I drop everything there. So it's a place to get all my stuff in one place. And you also get the patron streams, the replays of those streams. They're not available anywhere else. It goes out to everyone initially, but the replay is only available on Patreon. I do patron Zoom shows. Sometimes I get free tickets available for my shows, especially when I'm touring on my own. And I'll make you a theme song. So if you're thinking, man, I want to get a family member a theme song this year for the holidays, patreon.com/RonPlacone for Give What You Can level. I'll make that happen for you. And guess what? The other cool thing? No shipping is involved. For a gift like that, there is no shipping involved. It will be digitally delivered from me to you, and I will make it special. Red Pill, what's up? Thank you so much for the Super Chat contribution. M4A, UBI, free college, legal weed, and corporate bribes. I am with you on all those. I am for all of those, obviously. Amen to that. And thank you very much for that, Red Pill. And happy Halloween. I hope you have a killer Halloween planned. I'm going to a little gathering in my apartment complex. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for that super chat contribution, Red Pill. Thank you, Nina, and thank you, Glenn, for this week's topics. And again, if you're interested in becoming a patron, patreon.com/RonPlacone. Los Angeles, November 27th. Graham Elwood and myself have a stand-up show right here in Los Angeles. You can get tickets for that. It's on November 27th. You can grab tickets on my website, ronplacone.com. And 2022, I'm going to be announcing tour dates soon. It's been 2 years of not being able to be on the road because of a pandemic. 2 years. I can't wait to get back out there. I am champing at the bits, folks. I can't wait to get back out there in Canada. I'm coming to you first because I got to try all this candy. I got to try all this Canadian candy. Thank you so much for being here. I could not do what I do without you. Thank you so much for your support over on the Patreon and the Rothman Premium. Thank you, Red Pill. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Nina. And you all know the drill. Lucy, she's on the couch over there. Lucy, she says meow. And I say peace. Peace.